Hello everyone, and welcome back to some more Lucid9 with me, Phantom Zwei. Hey there, Eth, how you doing? Good to see you. If you guys would let me know if the audio levels are off, I did have to, I got a new version of OBS, so I think my settings of the desktop versus the mic may be a little bit off. They're not what they used to be, so just let me know if there's an issue there. Beyond that, it is amazingly hot, so I do have the AC on in the background, so if you do hear a little whirring sound in the background, that's what that is. I apologize for it, but it's just too darn hot. Yeah, it has been a while. Time just gets away from me, and things have been crazy busy. But thanks for dropping in, especially since it has been such a long time since I last did this. I actually, I don't really remember exactly what happened last time, because it's been too long. But we're going to pick back up on it. More than anything, I'm sure I'm going to be misremembering the characters' names for a while, but I do at least, vaguely recall the basics of what was going on. So, alright, without further ado, let's get back into it. Okay, we just met the detective, I believe, right? I think that's what happened. Push the phone into my motionless hand and register your cell number. Tomorrow you receive a text regarding your next assignment. Keep your evenings free. Okay, and then she left. Too many mind games. Clearly I'm not cut out for this. Hey there, Mexican Link. Good to see you too. Welcome to the stream. Wait, what did I just accept? Was she serious? Am I actually her errand boy? What did I just get myself into? Did you seriously follow me home? Huh? Why would we do that? We already know where you live, man. Oh, hey, I know those voices. Thankfully, it's not Shigure at my door. It's Masato and Yahiko, who are currently the proud bearers of 2 giant plastic bags stamped with the GFC logo. Okay. Mind games are great! Indeed. Let's see if they keep running strong in this game. Huh, I wasn't expecting them. Although, technically speaking, it was polite of them to knock even though they knew my keycode. Sup, man? Delivery's arrived! I didn't order anything. Yahiko only points at my phone. Okay. Che Graves is my role model at, # USA. Oh my god. Okay, I can't click on any of these. Is summer hot on the moon? Oh, they said I couldn't breathe. That's okay. Though I can hold my breath super long. We're coming to your place. That seems like a Yahiko string of texts. Technically, I should apologize for being so unresponsive, but all I can feel is incredulity. 33 messages? Yahiko only shrugs. You weren't responding. What a thoughtful, selfless person. What's a thoughtful, selfless person to do? It's been a long time since I've seen you stream. Yeah, I've been really neglecting my YouTube channel for a while here. I am going to try to get back on that. Things have been amazingly busy at my work for quite a while now, but I'm hoping that there's going to be a lull period here. I'll find out when I go back tomorrow, probably. Not invade my house without warning, probably. I gave you plenty of warning. It doesn't count if I don't see it. Are you blind? Classic Yahiko. Might as well have some fun. What, you didn't know? You mean all this time you've been running blind? Well, not exactly. I have an antenna growing out of my feet, so I can tell where I'm going. Whoa, is your mom a spider or something? Spiders don't even have antenna growing out of their feet. She has a mutant gene. So your whole family's like that? Y'all aliens? They really need to work on their gullibility. No, I had a sister. Had? She flew away. So she had a bird gene? This conversation is rapidly steering into the deep end. I decide to change topic. Are you guys gonna come in, or are you just gonna stand there? We're coming in. You can't eat chicken alone. That should have sounded cheesy, but I can't help stop myself from grinning as they march into the house, slip off their shoes, and throw themselves on the sofa. It's the bros! I've been sick this past week, so it's nice to see a VN stream. Hey! Well, I'm happy to provide. Thanks for dropping in. Masato pulls several large containers out from the GFC bags and uncaps them. The heavenly aroma of fried chicken drifts through my apartment. Let's see, we got ourselves classic drumsticks, them spicy wings, and potatoes and corn for sides. He raises an eyebrow at me. I fervently shake my head. No more contests. I reach further into the bag and threateningly shake a packet of hot sauce. Surprisingly, Masato's face pales. Okay. He begins to gingerly bite into his chicken, as if it'll explode at any moment. Yahiko reaches for the original drumsticks, looking strangely thoughtful. It feels unsettling. A quiet Yahiko is a dangerous Yahiko. So, career day. Yahiko's eyes turn on me and he smiles easily. Masato looks up from his chicken. Did you get info on modeling? I don't make it a habit to get into details on Yahiko's activities, but I shouldn't be in poor company either, or they might leave. Or I shouldn't be poor company either. Surprisingly, Yahiko only stares blankly at me. Modeling? Is he really dumb enough to forget his own dream? Modeling. Oh, that modeling! Yeah, I went and talked to that company. The, cloud one? What was it called? You mean Lotus? Yeah, Lotus. Lotus is a type of flower, not a type of cloud. They said they'd keep in contact. They did? Well, of course. As if anyone could reject this perfect body. I want to gag, but honestly, it's not like Yahiko's overweight, nor is he deathly skinny. He actually takes pretty good care of himself. He might actually be an honest-to-goodness model. I repress a shudder and quickly switch to Masato. What'd you do? Masato sits up a bit straighter, his eyes blazing with passion. Looked into studying in America. Wait, you what? What? They had a booth for it. Princeton, Yale, Harvard, all the biggins. An Ivy League? Not only does Masato want to study in America, he wants to attend an Ivy League? Well, honestly, I suppose it's not that unattainable. The pizza icon. Despite our let me try that again. Despite all outer appearances, Masato actually has the highest grades in our year, save for Elizabeth. He studies like crazy, runs like crazy, and is also disciplined in his health regimen, besides his diet. He just does everything with gusto. Have a slice. I wish. If only. In fact, sometimes I wonder why we're still friends. Usually people try overly hard to annoy me. I can read, really. Like Elizabeth. But Masato, maybe it's because he's clueless 99% of the time, but I can't find it in me to be annoyed at him. So, an Ivy League? Ain't that right? I'm gonna smoke everyone else. I thought you were going for the Olympics or something. Hell nah, ain't my thing. It does make me curious. Why would he be so passionate about track if he wasn't planning on pursuing it as a career? I guess it'll definitely help him get into an Ivy League. Huh? Yahiko is peering into the GFC buckets, which are suddenly empty. It's all gone. Except one. Slowly and dramatically, he reaches into the bucket and raises a single chicken leg into the air. Oh, thanks, man. He sticks out his hands expectantly, but Masato only shakes his head, a dangerous gleam in his eye. You gotta fight to win in life, man. He reverently hoists the chicken leg upward, like a certain baboon did to a certain lion cub in a certain copyrighted movie. I have no idea what they're talking about. Certainly! We gotta play a game for it. How about a little something from my childhood? Yahiko's face twitches in trepidation. I don't know, dude. Hey there, GLHF. Not too much. We are having chicken with the bros and talking about how career day went. Yahiko's modeling, and apparently Masato wants to attend a high-grade American college. You pansying out on me? Of course not. Good. Here's how it's gonna work. The game is called Survivor's Arena. Rules? There ain't none, except don't kill anyone, unless you want to go to jail. At times like these, I really have to wonder, just what was Masato's childhood like? The goal here is this here piece of chicken. We gotta fight fair, so we stand equidistant from the chicken. It's still strange to hear him say things like equidistant, even if he is technically a model student. Me here, you there, Yama there. Wait, what? Whoa, 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 leave me out of this. I'm fine without the chicken. It ain't about no destination, man, it's about the journey. I think you're getting close to the point where it'd be wise to have separate save slots. Okay, yeah, I'll create a new save slot every time I do save. Will do. That actually kind of makes sense. Regardless, I'm not so crazy about fried chicken that I'll fight over it. I'll pass. You ditching me? Yeah, ain't no competition without a proper enemy. You have Yahiko. I can't race against Masato alone. And he ain't been my arch rival for 8 reincarnations. 8 what? Do I even want to know? I let out an exaggerated sigh and pull myself up. Fine, why not? Awesome. You ready? Masato tenderly places the chicken leg inside the bucket. His actions seem more appropriate for placing an innocent child into its crib, and not the meat of an animal we're about to fight over like starving cavemen. He then measures the proper distance so that he is also equidistant from the chicken. Masato is nothing if not fair about his contests. Out of all these procedures... I really can't read. Once all of these procedures are properly taken care of, he bends his knees and leans close to the ground, as if the chicken leg is transformed into a golden trophy. 3, 2, 1... Start! The room explodes into action as he soars towards the chicken, hand outstretched. Yahiko shoves him aside. They tumble to the ground, rolling over and over like a pair of tumbleweeds. Well, that was easy. I reach towards the chicken, but Masato yanks at my ankle. Get back here! I crash towards the ground, barely catching myself before my chin slams into the tiled floor. Couldn't we have played a different childhood game, like hopscotch? Ha! Hopscotch is for babies! Taking advantage of Masato's distraction, Yahiko squirms out of his grasp and claws his way towards the chicken. Before I realize what I'm doing, my hands shoot out and I've gripped him around his waist. Masato sees his opportunity and releases me, dashing towards the chicken. In uncanny synchronization, Yahiko and I leap to our feet and tackle him to the ground. This is so strange. His hands lurch forward to catch himself, but our combined weight is too much. His face crashes against the tile with a sickening crunch. Uh-oh. I instantly step off and kick Yahiko in the side. He rolls off of Masato. You okay, dude? Masato manages to pull himself up, but a thin trail of blood is trickling from his nose. He inches towards me. Yama. He can't be dying. He's Masato. It'd have to take way more than a simple fall on the kitchen floor to get rid of him. But then again, it is a common method of death in books. One high-impact blow to the nose, and it's lights out forever. Could it be true? Come closer. Masato squirms across the floor, drips of blood smearing on his shirt. What is it? Ha! Got the chicken! What? He triumphantly raises the offending piece of poultry into the air, waggling it in front of my face. Oldest trick in the book, bait and switch. He then clamps a hand to his nose, a queasy look crossing his face. Ugh. But... oh gosh. My mouth ain't feeling so good. My nose ain't feeling too good, maybe? Yahiko silently hands him a fistful of napkins, which Masato gratefully accepts. So have you read Steins Gate Zero yet? No. It is definitely on my list, but no, I've not gotten to that one yet. Yeah, I'm definitely going to, though. I know I'm way behind the curve on that one. We should probably get back to the dorm. Yeah. Dorm is sounding real nice. He staggers to his feet. Yahiko's hand is gripping his arm to help him balance. What alternate universe is this? Masato injured, leaning against Yahiko, who seems legitimately concerned? I watch, my mouth slightly agape, as Yahiko supports the limping Masato out the door. Did he twist his ankle too? See you tomorrow, dude! He gives a cheery wave and shuts the door behind him. Death by perversion. Best or worst way to die? I mean, a lot of it, I think, depends on the method of what you're talking about. If you're talking about leaving yourself in an embarrassing state and being found that way, that's the worst way, I would say. I'm left cleaning up the mess they left behind. Masato didn't end up taking his prize, so I decide to chew on the chicken leg. Nothing like fats and carcinogens to get me through the night. Hear, hear. When the leg is all but gnawed through, I toss it in the bucket and kick my feet on the edge of the sofa, closing my eyes. The apartment falls into a peaceful silence. I enjoy it, really. I do. The empty space, the room for my thoughts, the gentle weight of my own presence, and nothing more. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't appreciate their company. Masato might constantly be dragging me into competitions, and Yahiko might constantly be telling me things I couldn't care less about, but they're good guys. They spice life up, make it fun, turn it from a B chick flick to an A-rated film. More than anything, they're constant. I've technically known them for 1 or 2 years, but it's felt much longer than that. They've always been around to chill out, study, liven it up. Anything, really. Even Masato, with his terrifyingly crazy schedule. They're good people, even if a little odd. Okay, now I really have to get something done. Something at least minorly productive. Study or Governmecker, rather. We already did Governmecker once, but I cannot resist the allure of Governmecker. It's just too absurd. Why not? It's not like there's anything better to do. Who needs studying? Example, walking into a girl's side of a hot spring. If you die from that, then something has gone horribly wrong. But do it. I never watched Governmecker. I can't resist it, GLHF. I just can't. I switch on my computer, settle back, and watch the chaos unfold on my screen. Alright, here we go, guys. Buckle the hell up. President Jay Graves is striking a dramatic pose on the lip of something that resembles a poorly green-screened Grand Canyon, the wind bellowing at his back as the sun sets over the horizon. As I'm double-checking the player to make sure that I haven't somehow skipped to the end of the video, a rambunctious crash painfully rockets through my eardrums. Who goes there? I turn my attention back to the screen. A form scrambles from the pile of steaming metal with a shoddy paint job reminiscent of a bad cosplay. The form is, specifically, a masked teen in a sequin suit? I actually don't know that word. With an antenna headband clamped over his aluminum foil helmet. Is he supposed to be an alien? And is that a spaceship? I am Captain Acosta. Acosta. I come to claim the, how do you say, recursus naturals of the land. Recursos naturals? Are you Hispanic? Y hablas ton... Oh god, I'm humiliating myself here. I'm just gonna skip it. I am an alien from outer space! You're an alien, alright, but you aren't from outer space, oh my. You'll pay for this, evil senor. You'll be the one who's paying, and it'll be a... Oh god, I forgot about this. The Ackerman taxes! Governmecker, mobilize! This is horrible, given current events. Why didn't Trump build the wall yet? Oh my. I mean, naked ladies catching you peeping. Personally, I wouldn't want to die for that. To punctuate this remarkable demonstration of diplomacy, he immediately bounds inside his mech, as denoted by the very awkward transition sequence, and starts opening fire on Captain Acosta. This is beautiful. Indeed. Evil Senor should not have fought Captain Acosta. Captain Acosta slips into his ship, which magically rebuilds into something resembling a flying clay sombrero and sails into the air. This is magnificent. Oh, I'm not even gonna try. Have exploding taco is gift from Captain Acosta. Out of nowhere, a taco plummets from the sky through a low-resolution photo of the Grand Canyon and lands in front of the president. But honestly, who could resist the taco? Ha! This harmless little... The screen flares white, slightly delayed after the roaring sound of an explosion. When the scene returns, the president is planted on the ground, his mech a pile of steaming rubble. At least you would die while seeing breasts. True, but I can think of ways I'd prefer to die, I suppose. This game was made in 2016 and supposed to be set in 2018. This episode is oddly fitting. Indeed. You speak the truth, GLHF. Never cross a Mexican and his tacos. Then, rather abruptly, the entire world turns into Rego bricks? What the... But you see, I am a master builder! His Rego figurine alter ego starts to spaz around the rubble like a caffeinated rodent, building his mech into a... What is that? Caramba! Is Diablo! It looks like some hideous cross between a giant hamburger and a hot dog. Welcome to Akirima, land of the obese and home of the diabetics. Oh my. A giant soda-shaped projectile shoots from the top of his new fast food mech and slams right into Captain Acosta's clay UFO. Wow. Good evening, Phantom. Long time no see. Hey, how's it going, Shad? Good to see you. Yeah, it's been a while, man. Ay de me! Evil Senor's high cholesterol is muy strong! He attempts to lob another exploding taco towards the president, but is intercepted with another soda projectile and detonates right in front of his face. Curse your fast food chains! His vehicle spirals downward until it crashes with a note of finality into the dust below. Nothing short of poetic. The president, still in Rego form, leaps out of his mech, striking a dramatic pose in front of the still-setting sun. Good night, Akirima. May you sleep in peace. To be continued. Magnificent. Wow. As the credits roll, I slump back into my chair, stupefied. Right. I don't know what else I was expecting from this kind of show, to be honest. I give the clock a quick check. It's only 8:45, but I still don't feel like studying. Guess I might as well sleep early. Good night, world. It'll be time for another long day. Man, if I could sleep at 8:45 p.m., I would be a much more well-rested person. When I wake up, I'm almost dizzy with grogginess. Guess that happens if you suddenly change your sleep schedule. I drag myself out of bed for a quick shower before idly settling onto the couch. 5:41 a.m. What do people even do this early in the morning? I guess there are those who make their beds, work out, and eat a hearty breakfast like an ideal, productive human being. But nah, I'm more partial to lying around, maybe watching some TV. Now that sounds more like me. Yeah, that sounds nice. I lazily reach over. My fingertips barely skim over the buttons on the remote. Ugh. Watch cat videos. That's what normal people do, indeed. I hear there's an entire YouTube market related to that. I roll closer and after some trial and error manage to switch the TV on. In a frenzy after the sudden disappearance of two students, just 2 days apart. Isamu Imperial Boarding Academy, known for its prestigious background and powerful connections with established corporations like Lemoniskate, that's probably horribly wrong, and Way Forward, is now under the nation's eye as it struggles to cope with these new accusations. I freeze on the couch as footage of the all-too-familiar campus dances on the screen. Disappearances? At the academy? Lego movie reference. Is that what it was? I mean, I got the Rego reference, but yeah. Since when did this happen? Civilians, if you happen to see these missing persons, notify the authorities immediately. It is our duty to keep this city safe. Here are their photographs. Midori Maino, left, and Toma Hayashi, right. I snatch the remote, jamming at the power button until the TV finally blinks. Media and their sensationalist headlines. Shameful. Stupid. I can't believe anything they say. But why are my fingers still shaking? I clasp my hands against my chest, squeezing my eyes shut. Disappearances. At the academy. Probably just some spoiled kids who decided to run off and elope with their significant other of 3 weeks. The news always exaggerates everything anyway. Speaking of parallels to modern day, I fell back against the couch, suddenly feeling extremely lazy. Yama? Hello? Are you alive? Rui's a big girl. She can open the door herself. I'm gonna call the morgue. You know what happens in morgues? Nothing. Because they're full of dead people. You get bored really quickly. Oh, and you probably die from suffocation. As a side note. Darn it, Rui. There's something called a keypad. Activating foghorn in 3, 2, 1. I groan in the general direction of my door. Sorry, I don't speak idiot. What was that? Eh. You know, if this was a zombie apocalypse, you'd be long dead. You're scarier than a zombie, actually. If I'm scarier than a zombie, what does that make you? Huh, typical Rui. Use the keypad, woman. It's there for a reason. But why do that when I can make you suffer? What a true friend. Let me guess, you forgot. Oh, please. Your code's the stupidest possible code to exist on the planet. Even Mr. Ryota pointed out how stupid it was. It's not. It's too, Mr. 14789. Ugh. Come on, lazy bum, just get out of bed. I finally amble to the door and pull it open, pretending to grumble all the while. Truthfully, I'm enjoying our little sparring match. I got the feeling. Morning, sleepyhead. What? That was an odd reaction. Nothing. Her averted gaze and flushed cheeks prompt me to run a quick check. Nothing on my face, in my pajamas I guess, but they're decent, and Rui has seen me in them before. I absently run a finger over my lips, trying to feel if there's anything in my teeth. Nope. Better than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Indeed. Could be worse, or could be like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Or 1, yeah, that was one too many ones. Fire smart. Don't do that. Don't do what? Don't take so long, duh. We have to go to school, you know. I checked my phone. It's 7:22 a.m. I know how to read a clock. I'm not stupid. I wait for the inevitable, unlike you. It never comes. Just get ready, okay? We need to make a stop on the way. What kind of a stop? Why do you always have to ask so many questions? Jeez. She reaches for my wrist, but suddenly jerks back as if I'm covered in with poison. But let's go! I raise an eyebrow, smirking at her dramatic fluster. Or password, yeah. Though on a keypad, you couldn't really do that, but yeah. About that, I thought after that time decided not change my name. Reason being simple. From now on, Sergey is fine. Okay, I'll try to remember that. When I see your icon, I just instantly think Shad. In my pajamas? Get dressed, right now. Sir, yes sir. She starts to like him. Yeah, I think that's more than a just now thing. I stride easily towards my room, leaving her fuming. It only takes a few seconds to throw on my uniform. I've barely stepped inside the room before I'm out again. When I return to Rui, I notice that she's regained her composure. I have to admit that it's fairly impressive she can master herself in such a short amount of time. Heh, took you long enough. You say that like you were waiting forever. I lean closer, raising an eyebrow. Or did you want to? Shut up! I playfully poke her forehead in an attempt to put her at ease. I really need to learn to keep my mouth shut. Nothing good will come from saying things like that. It's just, why does she have to look so cute when she's angry? Let's go. She marches out the door without a backward glance. Ruri refuses to speak to me even as we exit the apartment complex and head into the street. Is she gonna die? I hope she doesn't die. It takes me a moment to realize that we're on a complete detour. Instead of leading me back to the academy, Ruri stops by the main street. The city is fairly quiet at this time of day, excluding the handful of cars that roar down the road in a hectic commute. It's completely silent. Almost eerily so. Hey, it's okay. No buses. Buses? She fixes me with a searching look for a second. Then, out of nowhere, her eyes spring wide open. They're after us, Agent Ishimoto! Run! She bolts down the street without warning. I've never seen her run so fast in her life. It spurs me to sprint after her, even though there's no visible threat. At least not from what I can tell. What on earth has possessed this crazy girl? Reason being that I watch streams in my native language and I have an easier time conversing with streamers there. That makes sense. Perfectly understandable. Ruri's speed picks up until we're precariously weaving around benches, street lamps, and other miscellaneous items. I can easily keep up, being in track and all, but Ruri is clearly inexperienced. If she stays at this pace, she'll probably end up hurting herself. I find Ruri sprawled out on the ground, gingerly nursing her ankle. You okay? What, are you blind? You're the one who tripped. Why are you calling me blind? I'm not the one who asks, "Are you okay?" to someone who's clearly in pain. She attempts to struggle to her feet, but crumples into the ground with a pained cry. Ooh, must have been a nasty spill. I instinctively catch her arm. It's unexpectedly slender. I assume that she would have developed some muscle from how often she likes to hit me. Whatever gave you the brilliant idea to tear down the street like a madwoman anyway? Shut up and help me before we're late for school. If you were really worried about that, we shouldn't have come here in the first place. Come on already, idiot! Girls, I'll never understand them, ever. Regardless, I kneel down, pull Rui's arm around my shoulder, and slowly start to stand. It would have worked well, but our height difference is too substantial. She's clearly uncomfortable with her arm hitched above her head. This isn't working. Brilliant deduction, Sherlock. It is, for a brain as tiny as yours. You know, maybe I should just leave you here. You wouldn't. I sigh, lowering her back to the ground. She's right, I wouldn't. So somehow I have to get her to school. Carrying her, maybe? Since she's wearing a skirt, a piggyback ride might be too difficult. I could try the tried-and-true potato sack style, but there wouldn't really be any way of putting her down without injuring her ankle. The only viable option is carrying her bridal style, which comes with problems of its own. A lot of them. Sending wrong messages, being close to Rui, confusing not only her, but also myself. How far are you actually into the game from last time? Yeah, I think GLHF is right. Probably around 3.5 to 4 hours would be my guess. Everything I've sworn not to do. Okay, so we still got a lot to go. I'm looking forward to it. It's 7:50. Not my fault you're so clumsy. Just hurry up. Well, it doesn't look like there's any way out of it. I'll just have to get over it. I stoop down, slipping one arm under her knees and around her back. Rui's breath catches slightly as she instinctively wraps her arms around my neck. I lean her weight slightly against my chest and lift her into the air. She grips me a little tighter, pulling our closest precariously close. The gentle wash of her breath on my cheek startles me forward. Since when were you so heavy? Since when were you so weak? Good comeback. I duck for a second, pretending to drop her. She squeaks, clutching onto me for dear life. I really do like the back and forth between these two. It's a lot of fun. I'm sorry, what was that? You're strong! You're plenty strong! Don't drop me! I can't help but chuckle at that. She idyllically leans her head into against my chest, her face open in curiosity. Feels comfortable. Too comfortable. What are you doing? She closes her eyes and for a split second, I'm terrified she'll say something terribly savvy. I was trying to find your heartbeat. Looks like you don't have one. Classic Rui. Are you sure you're looking in the right place? What? Remember who flunked human anatomy? I didn't flunk. I just had other strengths, like sleeping. You were the one who always got in trouble for napping. She's so adorable when she's angry. She suddenly tugs on my sleeve, glancing around. What is it? We should go around. Why? We're almost there. Because my sixth sense is tingling. You don't have a sixth sense. You don't even have 5. I only smirk at this retort and continue towards the school entrance, but Ruri tugs at my ear. Ow, really? Take me around. Why don't I just dump you here? I like that idea much more. You can't dump a lady on the ground. Great, I'll have no issue dumping you. Hey! She wallops me in the chest and I stumble forward, coughing. My back, woman! Are you trying to kill me? Oh, grow up, you big baby. She pats my chest, which feels even weirder. I'll dump you. What? I'll do it. Fine, I'll behave. I obligingly take her around the path outside of the gate. So what exactly is this detour for? Enjoying the fresh air before we head to school? You got it, John. And we had to go all the way around to the main street to do that? Sometimes you just gotta do things 'cause you can, Yama. Easy for you to say when you're getting carried. Ruri yanks on my collar, staring over my shoulder. Wait, is that... I choke at her tight hold. Thankfully, she promptly releases me. Sorry. You really are trying to kill me, aren't you? No, I just... She points wordlessly at the school entrance. You know, I figured it would probably be her. The old friend. Lo and behold, it's none other than Misaki Kazahaya standing at the gate, scrolling casually through her phone. She seems completely oblivious to the throngs of students peering at her in a mix of admiration, jealousy, and contempt. Hooray! Welcome to Snooty Schools. Oh, I so remember this. I'll just get to class. Wait, Ruri and Misaki in the same area. Oh, perfect. Time to bring this needless drama to an end. Let's go say hi. Let's not. Well, while I'm carrying you, you go where I go. Then I'm getting off. She disentangles herself and steps away, her weight evenly distributed on her feet. Are you being serious right now? Yeah, I am. I meant what I said yesterday, Yama. How's she supposed to know what to fix if you don't tell her? Because right now, she doesn't even think that anything's wrong. The first step is getting her to realize that. I don't really understand. Yeah, I kind of figured. It's okay, don't worry too much about it. I'm off to class now, okay? See you later. Rui? Oh, well, looks like someone got off her phone. This should be interesting. It is you! How long has it been? You saw me yesterday, didn't you? You should have said hello. I was speaking with Yama yesterday about Patter. I was wondering if you'd like to create an account so we can keep... But Rui, after simply staring at her in silence, breezes away without a word. She leaves Misaki still grinning, holding up her phone with a half-formed sentence spilling out of her mouth. In touch? Rui? But Rui doesn't stop. She keeps marching right through the doors of the classroom building. Misaki blinks for a moment, as if the gears in her brain suddenly ground to a halt. Morning. Yes, good morning. Is everything alright? She's not sick, is she? No. Then why did she act that way? Girl drama. I did not sign up for this. Now the two people who should be my best friends are ignoring each other. Or at least one is ignoring the other. Beats me. She seems unhappy with you. You should talk to her. Unhappy with me? Why? Like I said before, beats me. I see. 1 second. I'll run a quick search. Her thumbs blur over her phone in a whirlwind. I can practically see smoke trailing from the machine. Alright, 2 girls, once very close, now ignoring or fighting with each other. Oh. Oh. I should have expected this. What is it? She's scared, Yama. Scared that I've come to steal you away from her and claim you as my own. Wait, what? BTW Phantom, do you know that Chaos Child English translation has been released? Perfect the end for LPing, I think. I'm hooked personally. And just after I finished Steins Gate Zero. Really? Chaos Child got an English translation? It's unofficial, right? Unofficial patch? I still haven't played Steins Gate Zero. I'm very behind in my games. And I also want to play Crystalline and Star Nova when it's released. And I purchased a game called Will, A Wonderful World that I'm interested in playing. Perhaps on the channel as well, or on the Steam sale, because it seemed interesting. So there's just all kinds of stuff right now. I'm so behind. Anyway. How could I be so blind? Of course this might happen! She's jealous because I might endanger your friendship, or even attempt to seduce you, and thus leave her alone. I think you should stop tuning to the internet. Turning to the internet for everything, Miki. But she's already in her own little world. Ridiculous. As if I'm actually in love with you. I'll clear this up with her as soon as possible. Gee, thanks for shattering my manly ego, Misaki. Maybe if they actually can get a decent conversation together, the sacrifice will actually be worth it. I wonder which route you're going to go for. At this rate, assuming that it has kind of a standard scenario system, it would be Rui. Buddy! Excuse me. Try to take a drink of water. But, we are very early, so who knows. It's the patch created by fans that transfers the official PS Vita translation into the Japanese PC version and also corrects some things. That sounds awesome. As someone who played Chaos Head and had, a lot of gripes with it, but loved basically the first half of the game, I would say. Maybe not a full half, it's been a while, so... But roughly, basically before they start unraveling the mystery, and then I thought that what was actually going on behind the scenes was nowhere near as interesting as I would have hoped. But yeah, if Chaos Child kind of has that atmosphere, I would really enjoy that. I can only sigh as I follow a mumbling Misaki to class. I go on a long trek through the city with a 115-pound weight on my back. And this is what I get for it? Huh. Maybe I should have just made Rui walk on her own. She certainly seemed fine by the time we ran into Miki. Wait a minute. She certainly seemed fine? Rui walked to her classroom without a problem. I didn't even think about that, but that's totally true. Didn't she just sprain her ankle? Badly? So badly that she needed to be carried? Actually, when I take a step back, everything's just downright fishy. A seemingly random detour to the main street. A seemingly random make-believe running sequence. A seemingly unavoidable bridal-style ride. All the pieces fall into place. Looks like I'll need to visit a certain blonde-haired troublemaker during lunch break. Oh, okay, so it's her doing, I see. A certain Akira Karube. Classes get off to a dreary start. Yahiko naps through math. I almost follow suit. The teacher's voice is hypnotic, and not in a good way. Elizabeth glares at me through English, probably because the teacher had me recite some Edgar Allan Poe, and I found it so stupid that I didn't even try to get the accent right. Sorry, Your Highness, that we're not all bilingual like your perfect self. Then it's world history. Our teacher arrives in camouflage getup, proudly waving Isamu's city flag and screaming at the top of his lungs. Okay, maggots, listen up. You think school's easy? You think this'll be a cakewalk? Well, you're right, because this blessed place has gone soft. Back in my day, we didn't have to study, we didn't have no study guides. Textbooks, we had to write them ourselves, upside down, uphill, in the snow, both ways. All my peers seem, rather, this isn't the teacher. All my peers seem petrified. I only smile amusedly. If only all classes were like this. None of you have any excuse to get less than 90% on your test. So help me, if I see a single lady, I'll give you a taste of the old days. Yahiko is sliding beneath his desk as if he wants to melt into the chair. The old days? The retrap. You found me out, John. I'm a sucker. Old age. I should have given him
Back in my day, should have given him this voice.
The teacher's eyes flare with delight, as if he was waiting to be asked.
That's right, them old days. They'd string us up by our ankles over a pit of hungry lions.
Yahiko squeaks and buries himself under his desk. Do lions even exist in Japan?
Alright, maggots, let's get this party started.
The teacher thrusts a heavy finger at the board, sending the test to each of our desks.
You've got till 11:25, sissies. Then it's Judgment Day.
With that, he flops on his chair, props his feet up on the tabletop, and stuffs his face into a ragged newspaper. I give the test a once-over. I should have studied more, but maybe I can bluff the right answers. I didn't study at all. I watched Governmecker. Oh god, don't actually quiz me. I haven't been in school for so long. What was Europe's rapid colonization of Africa after 1880 driven by? New markets? What does the ancient yin-yang Chinese symbol represent? I think it is dualism, right? Or is it opposite but complementary? I'm gonna say dualism. Write the correct chronological order of at least 3 current world religions. Oh, you're asking the wrong guy, buddy. GLHF, I'm going to assume that you're right here, because I have no idea. First one, sure. What was the intention of China's Great Leap Forward? Wasn't it to industrialize? What European practice did colonial Spanish America's income media system emulate? No idea. The second, I'm not sure if that response is from this question or not. Sure, I'll say second. That went better than I expected. I glance around the classroom, gauging the reactions of my peers. Never heard of it. Hey, at least I'm not alone. I glance around the classroom, gauging the reactions of my peers. They range from triumph to utter despair. Surprisingly, Yahiko is the fastest writer of them all, trumping even Elizabeth. Out of curiosity, I steal a peek at his test. Name: calling people names is rude. Date: I'm not dating anyone right now. Well written. Lists several ways the Russians prepared for the Cold War. They wore really big coats and took medicine every 6 hours. Seems legit. Describe how Hitler gained influence in Germany. They produced a lot of chocolate until they were the biggest candy factory in Asia. Is he for real? What major event incited Japanese capitulation during World War II? The nuclear bomb. Oh, he almost got this one right. Yahiko. Time for sign language. Your answer on question 3 is all wrong. I actually knew the yin-yang question. I wasn't even sure about that. I knew it was either 1 or 3. He grins and shoots me a thumbs up. What major event incited the Japanese capitulation during World War II? I almost said World War III. Please no. The Rego movie premiere. He raises his eyebrows at me. How's this? I nod encouragingly. Now all his answers will look dumb. That's more consistent. I return to my exam. The last question that remains is a long essay. Elaborate on one of the following historical themes with at least 3 specific examples from covered material. Okay, so it was dualism. 1. Subjugation of humanity. 2. Economic inequality, wealth disparity. 3. Role of religion in society. Well, this will be easy. I select the first option and start rambling about how everyone sucks and is unbelievably power hungry. He's not wrong, but it's the easiest essay I've ever written. I finish with plenty of time to spare. After I hand in the test, I take a moment to evaluate my surroundings. Oh yeah, he goes reached the essay. Perfect. He selected the second option, the economic gap between wealthy and poor. Let's take a look. This should be good. I believe that the solution to all the conflicts and stuff between rich people and poor people is that they should try to understand each other. Like, rich people need to realize the hardships of the poor and try to do something about it. And the poor need to understand that not all rich people are the same. That's all he pins before he turns in his test. Yes. Very simple. All we need is an attempt at understanding and everything will be okay. He completely missed the point of the question, but that was an unusually sober answer he's, considering he's, well, Yahiko. My therapist went over it a few weeks ago. So, okay, duality. It's actually not a bad... I mean, it's true from a philosophical standpoint, but it also... It does miss the point of the question, because it's like, how do you actually implement that, like, in society? Because people aren't like that. If only. Anyway, rid of my entertainment, I stare into space and think about nothing as classes continue on. When the lunch bell rings, everything seems to happen at once. Misaki leaps to her feet, snatches up her backpack, and storms to the classroom door. I hurriedly tap on her shoulder. Make a speech and do elections. You know, that's worked so well for us so far. Incidentally, Phantom, do you watch football? Have you watched yesterday's FIFA match? No, I don't really keep up with it. I did follow the bit about the Russian player who has been just, you know, taking the World Cup by storm. But you know, I haven't really kept up with any of the specifics of it, so yeah. Where are you off to? To track down Rui, of course. You sound like you're stalking prey. Who says I'm not? And obviously with no intention of slowing down, she barrels out of the room with a single purpose. As she does so, a group of girls race into the room, crowding around Elizabeth. Is this you, Elizabeth? You won the art contest. Gosh, is there anything you aren't good at? Excuse me, my throat is already killing me. A bit of water break. Yin is the good side of things, while Yang is the bad side of things. Everything must have a balance in the world. I gotcha. It's such an amazing painting. You're so cool. Elizabeth smiles at her groupies, unusually gentle. Thank you. She coughs delicately. Sorry, my throat is feeling a bit dry. I can relate. Oh, stay right here. I'll get some tea for you. Hurry up, don't keep her waiting. Oh my. How privileged. Elizabeth smiles in appreciation as the groupie sprints out of the room. The whole display just makes me want to gag. Then Masato comes roaring in. I cringe, expecting yet another sales pitch for the track team, but he crashes past me, grabbing onto one of my hapless classmates. You! Who, me? You started a bitter family feud, you ignorant whelp. What? I've never seen you in my life. You mess with my little bro, you mess with me. Come here! Masato seizes the student's ear and drags him into the hallway, leaving a trail of gossiping students in his wake. What the hell just happened? Huh, weird. I never knew Masato had a little brother. See you, dude! What? Where are you going? Yeah, he means the World Cup, I'm pretty sure. Jelly Chub. Elizabeth's route has to do with either art or singing. Huh. That's quite a stray from where we are right now in the story, so... I'll probably go back and play other routes in my own time, assuming that I do enjoy the game. But I'm just going to do one on stream. To see applicants for my amazing club, of course. You interested in joining? Apparently they are going forward with, the sequel to Lucid9, though, so... Whenever that finally does come to fruition, though apparently there's been a lot of, issues with the team and stuff, it seems. But I'll be looking forward to playing that, given that I am, obviously getting involved in the actual original game. It's called the Happy Club. Suddenly, I'm very glad that I have other plans. Have fun with that. He only beams. I will! And with that, he promptly disappears. That was oddly hectic for an ordinary school day. Well, at least it's convenient. Now I'm left to my own devices. Alright, Akira. It's time to have a few words with you. They had to replace a bunch of writers due to IRL issues, I think. Yeah, I mean, it's not unexpected, given that it's all, no one's being paid for their work, so, But still, the quality of this as a passion project is really good. Especially, I find the writing quite sharp. So, I really like that. Kind of sad since Elizabeth was one of the replaced. I enjoyed that route the most. Oh, the person who wrote her route, I mean? Or rather, you mean was replaced? I enter the cafeteria with laser focus, searching for the familiar head of blonde hair. I vaguely notice Yahiko gesturing exaggeratedly to a few skeptical students, but I pass over them. After a few minutes of circling the cafeteria, I still haven't caught sight of my intended target. Soproni! Sarge? I quickly whip around and come face to face with the object of my search, a bright-eyed girl bubbling with energy as demonstrated by her tendency to bounce on the balls of her feet. Hey, Akira. It's been a while, Sarge. I can't help but sigh. I can sense that the ensuing conversation will be a very long and difficult one. My name isn't Sarge. I never said it was. Then why do you keep calling me Sarge? Because Sarge is short for Sergeant. She stops, as if that's an adequate explanation. And I'm hungry, so let's go get some food. She skips to the buffet table to swipe her card. Alright, so she's a scatterbrain. This girl. It's impossible to get a straight answer out of her. Oh, that is unfortunate. There are certain cues you can tell what the route is about. As a not native English speaker, I'm kind of confused. So is it the same or different things? Oh yeah, they're... I assume you're talking about football? Okay, GLHS, got it. Akira is a most interesting case. She and Ruri joined the drama club last year. That's how they became friends, or so they claim. It didn't take long for them to become close, and this year, they're rooming together. Akira? Well, if I had to describe her, I'd say she's free-spirited, doing her own thing, off in her own little world. She doesn't really associate with us much, just Rui. She's a bit eccentric, though. I suppose in a refreshing way. I suppose. When we've gotten our food, Akira makes her way to an obscure corner of the cafeteria and digs through her bag, pulling out a green and white plaid blanket with a flourish. I present to you Annette Diana Hellenson the 17th. I crane my neck to trying to take a peek into her bag. Where? Here. She shakes the blanket. The blanket. Oh, don't be rude. How would you feel if Annette Diana Hellenson the 17th called you the Human all the time? Use her name. I am not going through all that effort just to spare the feelings of an inanimate object. She frowns at me, but gently lays the blanket on the floor. Don't come crying if Annette Diana Hellenson the 17th exacts retribution on you from the grave insult you just made. I'm sure I'll live. Akira only shrugs and settles on the blanket. A few students in the background send us bewildered glances. Why don't we just sit at a table? Why don't we just sit on the ground? Chairs are meant to be sat on. So is the ground. What? Fine. You sit on the ground, I'll sit at the table. Akira sighs and obligingly stuffs Annette Diana Helenson the 17th back into her bag. You know, if Ruri and I are like peas in a pod, you're like this awkward leaf that's growing really far down the stem. I see you all the time, but we never actually hang out. That's not really fair. You choose not to hang out with us. On second thought, I'm not sure if I'd be able to handle Akira on a daily basis. Ah, Sarge, I never said it was your fault. Yeah, I don't know if there is actually a way that you can allow links in YouTube chat. I'm not super familiar with the streaming abilities, but in my little chat window here, I don't have any kind of option to allow links. So, yeah. Sorry, GLHF. Okay. Right. I gather myself as Akira takes a seat beside me and starts to dig in. The ankle incident. Just ask her about the ankle incident, and this whole nightmare will be over. Something interesting happened today. Did you pretend that you were a cross-dressing duchess? What? Guess not. Too bad, that would have definitely been interesting. Most brains have interconnected neurons, but I'm beginning to think that Akira's brain is structured without rhyme or reason. No, Ruri tripped and injured her ankle. Oh no! Well, I don't think she actually injured it. She was running around on it just a few minutes later. Did you carry her? Yeah. Piggyback? Why does it matter? Oh, the healing power of true love! How I envy your bond. You see, love is like antidepressants with herbal infusions. Most of the time, people just get involved so they feel good, regardless of the actual result. But sometimes, if your bond is truly deep, it can actually physically heal you. Only sometimes, though. Like maybe less than 0.0016%. I carried her bridal style, actually. Bridal style? 10 times the healing power! Oh, there's no way to enable links. That sucks. Oh well. 10 times the bond. Like a covalent bond, or ionic, depending on the properties. Her way of thinking is impressive, honestly. I don't even know how she makes these associations. Look, Akira. Can you just give me a straight answer? The angle of an answer is irrelevant, since the answer is an abstract concept, and therefore is not subject to angles in the first place. Right. Did you have anything to do with Ruri pretending to injure her ankle? I plead the fifth. Isn't that American? Oh, right. I plead the 38th. I could only sigh at this. Akira definitely had something to do with it. If past examples are anything to go by, she probably formed an elaborate plan and managed to convince Ruri to go along with it. Look, I know Ruri's your friend, but stop trying to matchmake us. Honestly, it's getting a little annoying. Just like how you pretend that you don't notice Ruri's feelings? I take back everything I said about Akira being refreshing. She isn't refreshing at all. She's a meddler. Look, it isn't exactly your business. Can you just stay out of it? Oh, but it is my business, more than you might think. That sounds ominous. Well, it'll end up hurting Ruri. Do you want that? Why would Ruri get hurt? Just let me deal with it, okay? It's already complicated enough. It doesn't have to be. This is just too much trouble. Look, Akira, what you're doing will only end up hurting Ruri. If you just want to bug me, that's fine, but leave Ruri out of it. I scoop up my dishes and leave the table before she has a chance to speak. Maybe it's rude, but I'm not encouraging any delusional fantasies regarding Ruri and me. I head back to the classroom, spending the rest of lunch period half-heartedly studying. Afternoon classes pass by uneventfully. Elizabeth seems to be in a good mood from the praise of her groupies. She completely ignores me instead of hassling me. Yahiko is unusually quiet. Even Misaki is all but silent. From her clouded expression, I'd guess that her discussion with Rui didn't go too well. When the bell rings, I'm almost unsettled by how quiet the day was. The lull of the afternoon seems to settle in every crevice of the classroom, bringing a haze of sleep with it. The teacher's voice slips into an indiscernible drone as every student struggles to keep their eyes open for the few remaining minutes of school. Understood? Alright, homeroom dismissed. Immediately, everyone bolts to their feet, chatting amiably as they make their way out of the classroom. Only the 4th day of school, and we're already sick of it. I guess that's 3rd year for you. On the other hand, you can trick it, I think, like, I don't know, but put P instead of dot. Maybe it'll work, didn't check actually. Yeah, or maybe if you put a space in the link or something, I don't know, but yeah, there's usually ways to game those kinds of systems. Oh, hey Misaki, did you see the new episode of Governor Mecher yesterday? Why, of course! I tuned into the live stream the moment it opened. Oh wow, it's the unexpected BFFs. So, what'd you think? Well, when I saw that President J. Graves spontaneously... Wait, sorry, no spoilers! You know, since Yama might not have seen it yet. Oh, right. How exceedingly generous of him. I thought it was entertaining, as always. It was the best episode so far, wasn't it? I did like the exploding tacos. It definitely was. Well, no offense, but I don't think the bar is set very high. What's this, man? Did you get a real girlfriend? A wild Masato appears. Masato, my man, how was your vengeance? Wait, what? Some punk paid a group of boys to bully Masato's little brother, because he hates Masato. But I bet that Masa gave him a taste of his own medicine. Hell yeah, I did. You pick a fight with one Kuragane, you pick a fight with all of them. That makes me think of Gur from Invader Zim, John. Wait, won't you get in trouble for hitting him? He'll definitely tattle on you. Hit him? Nah, man, I locked him in a room and taught him the cluster decomposition theorem. Made him write a paper on it in one sitting. Somehow. That sounds a lot more horrifying than just getting beaten up. Hi, I don't think we met. Who are you? I transferred here yesterday. Misaki Kazahaya, at your service. She's super cool! She watches Governor Mecher, and she's a model. Huh, that's cool! Name's Masato Kuragane. I'm on the track team. He stops there. We wait a moment, expecting a more elaborate introduction. And? And what? That's all that matters, ain't it? Not the fact that he's president of the honors club, or one of the top students in the school, or a 3rd year. I take it you enjoy track, then? Hell yeah! Track is like water. Without it, you die. Track is like air. Without it, you die. Track is like fried chicken. Without it, you die. That's some dedication. Yep, and I'm staying this way, or my name's Yama Ishimoto. That was uncalled for. Well, as long as you keep at it, I'm sure you can accomplish anything. Says every cliché movie ever. They ignore me and firmly shake hands. Looks like she's becoming friends with everyone. Everyone except Rui, ironically enough. So, how do y'all know each other? She, Yama, and Rui are childhood friends, actually. Whoa, really? Why ain't Rui here, then? An awkward silence falls between Misaki and I, with a hapless Yahiko in the middle. Huh, now that you mention it, she should be here by now. You don't think she got called for cleanup duty, do you? We don't have cleanup duty, Yahiko. The school pays for janitors. Oh, that would explain a lot. Is there going to be a break from comedy this VN? Need a change of pace? No games, there's no life. Yeah, this definitely seems kind of like the common route like you'd expect in a lot of games, like, you know, Little Busters or Messiah. You know, it's just kind of like, hey, meet all the characters, get introduced to the world, and, you know, there's a lot of hijinks and stuff. But I do tend to enjoy these slice of life stuff, as long as, you know, they aren't super meandering. But yeah, I'm enjoying the pacing so far. It seems alright. How many years has he been at the school again? Hold on, someone give me a straight answer. Where's Rui? Misaki clears her throat and steels herself. We're not on the best of terms at the moment, but I'm working to resolve the issues as soon as possible. You sound like you're debugging some code, Miki. But it's true. We're not getting along particularly well. Masato inches away from her, suddenly cautious. Huh, I see. See what? You guys were just getting along. Masato turns to Miki with a grave expression. I don't know, man. Something about you seems sus. That's kind of harsh, but at least he told her up front? What? I should have seen it earlier, but yeah, you're too nice. Do you work in the modeling industry? Ain't you supposed to be cutthroat and all that? It's not like I'm some kind of dastardly mastermind. Then what's the deal with you and Rui? I'd like to know that myself. She's the one ignoring me. They both stare each other down. None of us budge. Ah, hell. I don't know. I'm going to track. He strides out of the classroom without any farewells or apologies. That was strange. Yeah, I mean, it's clear he likes Rui, so, you know. No anime, no life for me, though. Sorry about that, Misaki. Mouse is not usually like that. Maybe he ate something funny? I doubt it. Well, this just got awkward. First Rui, now Masato is pushing Miki out into the cold. Usually they're the warmest, most inclusive people I know. But this time... Something saved me. Anything. Huh, that was convenient. Divine Master. Cafe de la Pie. Art de Pay. 5 p.m. Do not dare be late or I shall dock your pay. Also, I insist you share your location with me. I'll go ahead and assume that this is from Shigure. Wait, isn't this on a volunteer basis? What kind of pay am I getting? And the final message. Wait a minute. Does your phone even support location sharing? The answer is immediate. Yes. But it's so old. Some implements improve with age, Ishiyama. Unlike your brain, I predict. Why am I working for this woman again? Blech. I can't speak! This woman again. Whatever. I mash a few buttons and share my location with her. It's not like she'll break into my house and steal my stuff, right? Since she's a detective in an official capacity, she'd get into a lot of trouble. Wait, why am I legitimately entertaining this idea? Ugh, this woman terrifies me. Dude, why are you smiling? Huh? Smiling? Grinning, as a matter of fact. Murder time? If so, then, well, this game's about to take a shift. Grimacing, not grinning. There's a big difference. Sorry, but something came up. Turns out I have to go. Oh, that's fine. I have my club to see to. Oh? You have a club? Yeah, I just started it. Want to join? It's called the Happy Club. Oh, sorry, but my work schedule limits my ability to participate in clubs. Oh, well that makes sense. Wow, smooth. She should go into politics. Who in their right mind would actually want to join a group called the Happy Club? Then, ladies and gentlefellows, I shall be off. See ya. Yes, the Happy Club. Think I shall go read Chaos Child for aforesaid change of pace. Don't delete the stream afterwards, I'll watch it tomorrow. Oh yeah, this will be up on the channel later, Sergey. Thanks for dropping in. You enjoy Chaos Child, and I will catch you next time. Stabby, stabby. Bye, Yahiko. You too, Misaki. Have a good rest of your day, Yama. And with that, we manage to barely salvage the awkward atmosphere as we go our separate ways. I pull up this Café de la Paix or de Paix, I have no idea, on my phone and find that it's on the same street as GFC. Well, that makes this an easy walk. It also is convenient because we don't have to make a new background. Unless, of course, she's referring to the other Café de la Paix, which is on the faraway border of District 8. I might as well try the closest one first. Shigure doesn't seem like the type to go out of her way just to make me miserable. Or rather, she doesn't seem like the type to inconvenience herself. There are cliques in the academy students throughout the streets, girls immersed in superficial gossip, and guys exchanging ridiculous dares. I pass by a handful of police officers on the way. They nod courteously, but there's a shadow to their evaluating gazes. I keep my stride long and my steps quick as I round the corner even to the denoted rendezvous point. When I first see the place, I have to double-check my phone to make sure I didn't take a wrong turn somewhere. By the quaint, lovely name, I was expecting some charming variation of the polished, established Buckstar Coffee House. Instead, I'm met with the definition of a modest, chip paint, dusty windows, and a swaying sign with 3 broken letters. Maybe this is Shigure's way of extracting vengeance? I take a deep breath before I enter the cafe. Water break, though I'm actually almost out. And now I'm out. Surprisingly, the place is really decent on the inside. Sophisticated and sleek, with an array of elegant furniture is punctuated by the black grand piano along the far wall of the cafe. If they have money to spend on this, they should probably fix their sign. Truth or dare, peep on Ruri or kiss Miki. How is that truth or dare, first of all? But anyway, I can't say I know either of them well enough to make that choice, as of yet. Sophisticated and sleek, the array of elegant furniture is punctuated by the black grand piano along the far wall of the cafe. A delectable smell of butter or sugar drifts from the counter of the shop, where several intricate glass displays boast rows of unique pastries reminiscent of a fairy tale world. Welcome, may I take your order? The cashier greets me with a smile, drawing me to the front counter. Wait a minute, isn't she... It's Elizabeth? Come to think of it, I've never seen where she goes after class ends. Of all people, it would be you. Consider it your lucky day. Just give me your order. This situation is too good to pass up. Elizabeth, a cashier? Do enlighten me. Why would such a wealthy, empowered young woman stoop to making lattes and washing dishes? Work experience, obviously. Oh, yeah, I saw your comment on that, Jelly Chef. Sorry, I meant to reply, but forgot. I actually have no plans to do anything for 3K subs, honestly. It just crept up on me. What I would like to do is just actually get back to posting videos on the channel instead of having, month or 2 long breaks. But yeah, I don't really have anything particular in mind. Like I said, there's a lot I want to play, so I would just like to get back to producing content. I don't really have any bright ideas, is what it boils down to. And, to do anything elaborate, I already am really lacking for time, so I just kind of want to keep rolling with it. I have a few ideas on Beth while she's at work. We'll find out in due time. Every successful person comes from humble beginnings. I might believe her, but the way that she's averting her eyes is suspicious. So why didn't you get your parents get you some cushy internship at your dream corporation? Some people want to earn their successes instead of being spoon-fed by their parents. Being spoon-fed is so much easier. I've learned by now that comments like these will tick Elizabeth off more than actual insults. Sure enough, it works. You're insufferable. What's that? I should complain to customer services about an abusive cashier? Just order already. As I lazily glance over the pastry displays, a flicker of motion catches my eye. It's the girl who always hangs around Elizabeth, an ordinary student settled into the corner, elbow propped on her table, her eyes glinting in amusement as she absent-mindedly twirls a pencil between her fingers. Her back is slouched, her smile carefree, but there's something that seems a little odd about her. Elizabeth seems to notice my switch of attention and clears her throat. Are you going to order, or are you going to waste space like always? Geez, she's harsh. Oh, give him a moment, Beth. I glance at the book that's lying open-faced on her table. Advanced English Syntax and Grammatical Principles, version 3. That's the same text I have for English. She must also be a third year, but in a different class. Head tilted slightly, eyebrows raised, just barely. I get the impression that she's studying me just as hard as I'm studying her. Who are you? Isn't it courteous to introduce yourself before you demand my identity? As your buddy Lizzie has probably told you, courtesy isn't really my strong suit. Oh, then what is? Witty banter, I would say. Nothing. Just a bit of friendly advice, Beth, but you may want to watch your step around this one. What makes you say that? Why, he's figured you out. This elicits an unusual reaction from Elizabeth. Bitten lips, fiddling hands, and an anxious shift of the eyes. Clearly more going on than meets the eye with Elizabeth. Odd, I don't recall figuring out anything. Well, Yama, why don't you give Beth a little grace? Her eyes are twinkling at me, challengingly. Like she knows I don't know, but wants me to figure it out. Why would she do that? Why isn't she taking Elizabeth's side? Fine. I'll apologize, just don't tell anyone. Is that actually Shigure? Like, it's been so long since I last streamed, I'm like, I remember she was a brunette, she wore a hat and glasses, but if she put her hair down, I don't remember her size very well, so maybe that's actually Shigure? I don't know. Well, now I really have no clue what's going on, but I might as well go with it. Yeah, why shouldn't I? She seems at a loss for words. I can't help but grin. You'll pay me? You know I can't. That catches me off guard. Okay, so she's clearly not from a well-to-do family, as she would have others believe, but, which would explain her working here. That catches me off guard, but thankfully I'm able to hide my expression just in time. Different character, okay. But also very sharp, clearly. Interesting, she can't pay. That can only mean that she's not as high and mighty as she pretends to be. Maybe her spending is restricted by her parents, or maybe she's legitimately poor. This just gets better and better. So, it's that big of a deal if everyone finds out? Don't even think about it. Yep, definitely not the rich, perfect princess that everyone was led to believe she was. Say pretty please with a cherry on top. Pretty please. With a cherry on top. As begging goes, it's subpar, but I decide to let it go. I don't plan on making her life miserable. It's more of a power thing. With blackmail hanging over her head, she'll finally stop bothering me. I turn from the counter to survey the pastry case. Elizabeth's shoulders drop in relief. The girl at the table loses interest and returns to fiddling with her pencil. You never did tell me your name. Am I obliged to? As you said, it's a common courtesy. Now, when did I say I was courteous? Well played, girl. She brushes her pencil into her bag and slings it over her shoulder, winking at Elizabeth. I'll see you later, Beth. And Yama, play nice. She floats out of the cafe without another word, shutting the door softly behind her. Come to think of it, how did she know my name? She probably learned it from Elizabeth. Said Elizabeth rings up my order of 3 pastries and a smoothie as I spend a few minutes pondering the strange girl. What's her name? Why do you want to know? Is it really that big of a deal? Elizabeth sighs in clear exasperation. Her name is Natsuki Tanaka. Now you can hit on her. Congratulations. I lean over the counter until my face is an inch from hers. What makes you think that you think that she's the one I want to hit on? Elizabeth glances away, instinctively disturbed by my proximity. Right as I'm about to feel a rush of triumph, I catch a slight scent, country lavender with a hint of vanilla. It's oddly magnetic. I'm suddenly bulldozed by a sensory onslaught. I can see the curl of her long lashes, the gleam of her eyes, every perfectly tapered point of her every hair, the subtle curve of her lips. I stagger backward, fighting against the images in my head. He went for the power play and it got completely blindsided. I find that amusing. I need to get a hold of myself. This is Elizabeth. She's always been pretty. Why let it mess with me now? In a shaky attempt to cover my slip-up, I shove a bill forward. Keep the change. Elizabeth elegantly plucks the bill from my hand, and before I can process what's happening, she's wrapped her fingers around my collar, pulling me forward. For a few painful seconds, she stays there, her lips an inch from my jawline. Keep what change? You didn't give me enough in the first place. She releases me, and I glance at the bill I've handed her. It's only 1,000 yen. Crap, she's right. He totally floundered. I feel a blush flare at my cheeks as I slide another bill to her. The corners of her mouth pull up slightly. Careful. Wouldn't want everyone to know you're actually poor, would you? Yeah. She's genuinely amused as she passes me my order and bustles off to make my smoothie. I hate to admit it, but she doesn't look too bad when she smiles. Ugh, get a grip, Yama. This is the Elizabeth who hounded you all of last year. The Elizabeth who keeps butting into things that aren't her business. The Elizabeth who believes that everything is in her control. That Elizabeth. Back to my senses, I collect a buttered croissant and throw the other 2 pastries into my backpack. There's not much to do, so I follow Elizabeth to the blenders. Apparently she's recovered, because her face is set into its default disapproving scowl. What are you doing? Eating a croissant. Stop staring. You know, your workstation has windows for a reason. And that reason is not for you to stare at me like a pervert. What about an admiring fanboy? Blimey, you're an insufferable. Blimey, she says. I can't help but chuckle as a tinge of English leaks through her accent. Oh, she's supposed to be? I had no idea. I thought that was just... Okay, sure. So are you actually from England? Why are you asking me all these questions? I'm bored, and you're taking a long time to make my smoothie. Maybe I wouldn't take so long if you would stop distracting me. Maybe you need to learn how to actually focus. She huffily slams down the lid on the blender and starts it up. The roar of the machine blurs the sound between us. Oh dear me, I would like some tea and crumpets. Oh my. Elizabeth's shoulders tighten in clear annoyance. Wow. Tally-ho, old sport! What say you to some fish and chips? The blender picks up speed until it begins to whine. Before I thought that Beth in the art contest would help with getting her money. I guess that's part of her route, I don't know. The weather is positively ghastly today, is it not? Then the blender stops. Elizabeth wordlessly pours the mixture into a cup and caps it, handing it over the window. I should have known the writing in this game is sharp, so like they wouldn't just throw in blimey for no reason. That was clearly... They knew what they were doing there. Firstly, I was born and raised in Japan, just like everyone else. Secondly, just because you're not bilingual doesn't mean you have to mock people who are. She tears the wrapper off the end of the straw and sticks it roughly into the smoothie. Have a nice day. Come again. With that, she strides into the back room, leaving me by myself. I actually feel uneasy as I settle into a corner. I'd expected Elizabeth to lash out at me, just like every other time. She was calm, honest, even if clearly annoyed. Is her heritage a weak spot? Did I bring up something that should have been left alone? Furthermore, why am I letting it bother me? She's never showed me mercy, not on days when I just wanted to be left alone. The days where life just almost wasn't worth it. Shouldn't I do the same? As I bite into my croissant, hoping to distract myself with its taste. Excuse me. The door of the cafe swings open. Ah, okay, yeah, there she is. Okay, so her eyes are also clearly a different color. I just did not remember. They're both really small, though. Or at least they seem so, given the art style and all. Shigure storms in, the tiny manifestation of fury as she clutches her phone against her ear, barking into its mouthpiece. As I previously explicated, the situation now merits further scrutiny. How have you compiled the information, or rather informative analysis of the extraction methods? Your errant incompetence disgusts me. Trust that you shall be Oh, I can't read this! Trust that you shall be receiving a visitation from your supervising officer within the next 24 hours. Good day. She angrily shuts her phone and stuffs it into her pocket. Only then do her eyes land on me. Ah, Ishiyama. At last, someone with a manageable quantity of incompetence. Nice to see you too, I guess. Show me the receipt of your purchase. Purchase? For your pastries. I almost asked her why, but decided to just shut up and give her the receipt. She promptly marches to the counter, taps her wallet against the card receiver, and marches back with 1,300 yen in change. Ah, because he bought 2 croissants, right? She slides this my way, to my side of the table with an expectant look. You need me to buy coffee for you? This is reimbursement. As your superior, I am treating you for this meeting. Oh, so that was the total of everything. I see. Oh, thanks. I'm honestly surprised. She came across as the type of person to make me pay for both of us, actually. Now, regarding tonight's mission. Mission? Indeed. One of my asinine colleagues mislaid a pivotal dossier within the 6th district of Isamu. The 6th out of 9 districts, also known as the District of Drugs, Gangs, and General Mayhem, where little children ought not go. I think I know where this is headed. Your assignment is to retrieve it, tonight. Yeah, saw that one coming. And why would I do this? The better inquiry is, what aberrant consequence shall befall you if you do not? That stalls me for a moment, but I manage to think up a passable reply. Clearly nothing too terrible, since you need me to get it for you instead of going yourself. Funnily enough, instead of lashing out at this remark, Shigure only seems impressed. Perhaps you'll pass after all. GLHF says the same thing. You could get it yourself, Shigure? Pass? The dossier's whereabouts are currently being established. I shall contact you with additional instructions at a later time. I didn't even say I would do this. I doubt that availability is an issue. How does she... No. I'm not even going to ask. Not having a schedule conflict doesn't mean that I'll take it. Then consider it your municipal burden. But I never agreed to... Do you not wish to be something? To be someone extraordinary. To do something significant with your inconsequential existence. Then it is settled. Stay in touch. She abruptly tilts her cap and storms out of the cafe, leaving me in stunned silence. I return to my apartment, feeling an unusual kinship with on-call military personnel. At this moment, everything is peaceful and quiet, to the point of boredom. The more I wait, the antsier I get, like a ball of energy is tangled up inside of me. I'd almost like to just go and get it over with, but District 6 is huge. There's no way I could find it without at least some general guidelines. Then refuse and skip half the game. Alright, we're headed on to the second half, guys. I'd be going to the sketchiest area of the city with no backup, no support, no health insurance. Heck, this is probably illegal for Shigure to do. Whatever. It'll be interesting, and hopefully helpful, apparently. Since I have some free time right now, maybe I should watch Governmecker or text a friend. I'm actually curious about who we would text, so this is the first time I think I'm actually going to pass on Governmecker. Because character interaction. Who should I text? Elizabeth, Misaki, or Rui? Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get you guys involved with this. Who would you guys like to see me text here? I would lean towards Rui, just because that's the character that I generally have resonated with most in the game. But I want to, since we're streaming this, let's get you guys involved. GLHF says text Elizabeth. Any other opinions? Oh, I did save. Did I save at the choice here, or... Yeah, I saved right there. There we go. Elizabeth. Okay, 2 Elizabeths. Elizabeth wins. Let's do it. Academy student 17. Let's work hard this year. That definitely seems like her... Like, it fits with her personality. Very hardworking girl. Hey. What's up? She's probably not going to reply. How did you get this number? Last year. Project. Remember? Creeper. What? You made me take your number, lol. Why are you even texting me? I'm bored. Go study. That's boring. Why am I even texting you? 'Cause I'm so dashing. Stop distracting me, you ignorant little prat. Sorry, can't control my attractiveness. I'm done with you. You actually shut up? I thought you said you were done. Okay, I'm really done now. Hey, what's up? How do you even manage to pass classes? Okay. Oh, that was a third one for Elizabeth or Miki. Okay. Clearly you never study. You guys must really like Elizabeth. Would you guys rather that I head towards the Elizabeth route than the Rui route? Because if you guys are going to enjoy that more, then I will do that. School's easy. So let me guess. You've never gone to a cram school? Nah. Never studied? Nah. Do you even do homework? Yeah. I don't understand you. Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to, you could actually be something. Nah, I'd rather be a person than a thing. Blimey, you're insufferable. Goodbye. Blimey. Tea and crumpets! Fish and chips! Long live the queen! Hello? I do believe you're ignoring me. That's actually really quite rude. Alright, little stick in the mud. I'll be on my way. Oh my god. Oh god. I lounge against the sofa and stare into the ceiling. I'm actually glad we did that instead of watching Governmecker, even though I'm sure Governmecker would have been very entertaining. That was potentially worth. Anyway, stare into the ceiling, flipping my phone idly in my hands. I should study, or cook, or clean, or do something productive. It all sounds so painful. I'll just sit here for a moment. Sit here and do nothing. I suck. Yeah! Someone texting us? This is the address. I've appended directions that a toddler could follow. Rest in the knowledge that if you miraculously manage to lose your way, you will possess an intellect inferior to a toddler. Or perhaps that is already the case. Should I just go now? It's not like I have anything better to do. And setting up early might give me some crucial information or something. Who knows? He didn't even say anything in reply. I throw on a jacket before I stride out the door, the cold night air cutting into my face. This part of Isamu is a much less friendly one, especially at this hour of night. When you don't look, shadows that shift, lights that gleam, smiles that shine somewhere in the darkness. When you do, only stillness, as if nothing odd is happening. Shady lights, dubious advertisements, a smattering of very unfriendly folk on every street corner. I probably should have just stayed home. Then I could have studied. Or, well, wasted more time, I guess. Anything is preferable to being murdered in the district with the highest crime rate. Thanks a lot, Shigure. Consider it my contribution to furtherance of society. Gee, you're really comforting. If you are in the quest In quest of comfort, I suggest you procure a plush creature of some kind, child. I'm not sure whether I should be proud or disturbed by the fact that I can perfectly emulate her. What the... I catch the light... Oh god. Syncopation of tidy footsteps, and despite every instinct railing against me, follow them around the corner. No one is in this area of Isamu at night. No one except the Yakuza, a crazy murderer, or maybe a different criminal. The question is, why am I willingly tailing someone who could kill me as easily as they could break a toothpick? I really need to reevaluate my life priorities. That does not look like someone who could kill you like they would snap a toothpick. There's a suspect! Run! Indeed. I think Ruri would be the route most people would go for first. So going for the odd one out is good once in a while. Yeah. Well, we'll see. When more choices come up, I'll kind of ask you guys again what you're thinking. Yeah! Ah! I wildly stagger on my feet, ready to meet my attacker with... Wait. Yes, what a fearsome visage. To say the least, the girl before me is definitely not a threat. She's almost 2 heads shorter than me, small and skinny, with large blank eyes fixed on my own. Her pale skin, pointed chin, and unbending posture remind me of a fragile doll. Furthermore, she's an academy student. What would someone like her be doing at this time of night? Sorry. I extend a hand to her. No. Her voice is light, wispy, like the word was pulled out of her mouth rather than spoken of her own volition. What? She only silently stares into the distance. Okay. The more I examine her, the more mysterious this girl becomes. She appears dainty, thin frame, lacy hair and accessories, full cheeks with big doe eyes and tiny feet. But her voice is monotone. Her words are few, her gaze is dead, and she's walking fearlessly around this part of Isamu where no girl where no girl should go alone. Are you lost? No. Even her reactions are unusual. For once, I have no idea what could possibly be going on with her head. This really isn't a safe area. Yet you're here. 3 words, the most she's spoken so far. I'm not as weak, frail. She might consider that insulting. Tired as you. You crashed into me. I didn't. What? You crashed into me. She states this flatly, as if it's an absolute truth, and no other alternative is acceptable. Right. It dawns on me that her complete lack of fear in this district of the city should be suspicious. She's tiny, shouldn't she be terrified? Cute can be dangerous, you never know! Are you heading back to school? No. Well, I was gonna offer to escort her, but then where are you going? Are you going anywhere? It's like speaking to a brick wall. Do you need any help? She completely ignores my hand as she glides to her feet, idly brushing her skirt. Really, what is going on? I'll take that as a no. She glances around, not secretively, not even worriedly, almost mechanically. Then, without a word, she walks away, disappearing back around the corner. That was strange, although I'm not sure the word strange can even quantify just how utterly strange that encounter was. Regardless, she's gone, and I've got my own business to see to. Yes or no questions only, really. Despite this calm line of thought, I'm still shaken up as I head to the location Shigure has denoted on the map. Somewhere, I must have taken a wrong turn. I tried to follow her directions to the letter, but there's nothing in sight. I shuffle closer to the windows, peering out of the corner of safety, my corner of safety into the road. Several shady figures are gathered around a trash bin, laughing raucously around smoldering cigarettes. Maybe I'm supposed to spy on them? No, I'm supposed to retrieve that file. Still, now I can see why Shigure sent me. Despite her competency at verbal abuse, she's small in stature and can easily be overpowered by any of these thugs. Moreover, she doesn't seem licensed to carry a gun. So of course she decides to send a defenseless high school student in her stead. I creep around the side of the building, double checking my phone. Yep, right here. Give or take a couple of feet. I scan my surroundings, but there's so much litter that I can't see anything particularly significant. Maybe I should ask Shigure? No, this is my assignment. I need to do this on my own. I absently run my hands over the brick wall behind me as if it'll keep me grounded. My fingers brush over something smooth. Wait a minute. I turn to examine the offending spot. A folded piece of paper is shoved between the cracks of the wall. Judging by how fresh it looks, it must have been put there just recently. Hesitantly, I extract it and skim over the words. Congratulations, Ishiyama. You are not a toddler. My subordinate sent me these instructions to reach that file. A ping-pong ball falls down a very narrow pipe that is fixed to the ground. All you have is your ping-pong paddle, shoelaces, and a water bottle. How do you retrieve it? He claims that the file is at the answer within half a block of your vicinity. All you have is your ping pong paddle, shoelaces, and a 3-water bottle. A puzzle? Seriously? She's not gonna accommodate us if we tell her to get better directions. But we will save on a new slot, of course. Well, I guess there's no getting around it. I have to solve this to find the file. I really like this part of the game. It seems interesting. Couldn't she be sued for negligence if he got hurt? That definitely seems like it could be the case. Not that it seems like Yama's the type of person who would do that, but I feel like if he were a different type, that she certainly could be. I also feel like that's something Shigure, given how she psychologically profiles people, though, she would probably take note of that before she sent someone like that out. They could get her involved in it. Of course, this is just me making my own personal assumptions based on what very little we know about Shigure. Which object is the key to this puzzle? I mean, the shoelaces seem most likely, but then again, it does say paddle ball, so maybe it's saying like that's the other half. But then the shoelaces is kind of like, it says it goes down a, what was it, a pipe? Oh, I can't look at it again, huh? Or can I look at it a different way? I don't think I can. Yeah, I can. Okay. I'm gonna go with the paddle. Which part of the paddle could help me get that ping pong ball out? Ah, I fucked up. I was thinking of it like an analogy. The blade of a ping pong paddle? I mean, I understand the handle, but I'm gonna say something else because I don't think I'm on the right track. There we go. I think the shoelaces. But then again, that's too... If it's down a pipe, you're not going to be able to grab it from the other end. A water bottle... If you could wedge it into a corner, if we're talking about looking about this very literally, if you could wedge it in a corner, you could get it inside the water bottle if you could scoop it out, if it would fit properly. But, yeah, let's go that route. Contents? Is it filled with water? If so, you could use the contents. I could use the water in the bottle, which means I could just pour water down the pipe. Option 3! Oh god. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I could simply pour water down the pipe, the ball would float to the surface, and I could easily pick it out. Okay, I got it. I was thinking about it in a much more complicated manner than I needed to. In that case, it looks like the answer is water. I take another look at Shigere's note. The file is at the answer within half a block of your vicinity. I see what it's saying here. Does that mean that I have to look for a source of water? What does that even mean? Water's everywhere. The running faucets, the convenience store. No, wait. There's an old fountain on the other side of the building. I walk a short way down the road. Sure enough, another obtrusive note is stuck to the rim of the inactive fountain. Figures, another note. I'm beginning to wonder if I'll ever find the file at all. Congratulations, Ishiyama. You are not a kindergartner. This is the next set of instructions. A petri dish holds a colony of bacteria. Every minute, each bacterium divides into two. A scientist began the colony with a single bacterium at 12 p.m. At 12:43, the dish is half full. At what time will the dish be full? Okay. The hour of the answer is the direction in which you must proceed to reach the file. I see. Okay. I think I'm understanding kind of how this the puzzle relates indirectly to the answer of what we're going after the file, not directly. So, yeah. Anyway. 2002. It's half full at 12:43, meaning that there are... Oh my gosh, it's half full, so it's gonna not take anywhere near as long. Actually, like literally within the next period of division, it will be full. Every minute. Okay, so 12:44 is when it will be full. Do I... Oh. 12... Oh. 12... Oh. 44. Right! If every bacterium divides into two per minute, then it doesn't matter what time the colony was started. All that matters is that at 12:43 the dish was half full. Therefore, at 12:44 the dish would be completely full. So that was a completely useless puzzle that basically told me to go forward. Nice! I walk down the road, keeping my eyes out for another slip of paper. And just as expected, there's another note jammed conspicuously between the crevices of two buildings. My question is, why did Shigure go through all this trouble? In order to get these notes in the first place, she'd have to come here, which utterly defeats the purpose of sending me. Well, whatever. Looks like there's another puzzle to solve. Congratulations, Ishiyama, you are not a 5th grader. This is the third and penultimate set of instructions. How can you throw a ball as hard as you can, not bounce it off of anything, and still have it return to you? The answer is in the direction that you must proceed to reach the file. Directly upward. Solve the puzzle. There's no getting around it, I just have to solve another puzzle. What do I need to do in order to have the ball come back to me without bouncing it off anything? Direction? Right, I just can't bounce it off of anything, and I can't change the circumstances, which means I have to change direction. The question is, which direction? Up. Alright, gravity is still in effect. I just have to throw the ball upward in order to have it return to me. So the answer is up. The note says I have to go in that direction to reach the file. On top of a building nearby? I locate a rickety 2-story building next to the canal. Guess that's where I'm supposed to go. I trudge up the stairs enveloped in darkness. My only comfort is the light that comes from my phone. The first puzzle I really didn't quite understand, like, what I was going for. And honestly, I felt like that was the kind of one that I was like, wait a minute, what? But, yeah, we did it, we made it! Eventually, I come to a creepy storage room that's filled with all sorts of ominous shapes. I jerk backward as the dark shape bolts across the floor, but it's just a rat scurrying by. Shigure is doing this on purpose, isn't she? I swivel around the obstacles, keeping my eyes peeled for another telling corner of white. Suddenly, a silhouette wavers in front of my face. A spider. Of all things, spiders. What if it poisons me? sinks its rabid teeth into my jugular vein, stabs its awful, spindly limbs straight through my heart, gross to the size of... Okay, now I'm just being stupid, right? Then it teasingly waves its odious, twisted little leg, nearly catching me on the nose. I instinctively stagger backwards, flailing my hands before my face. My back slams into a hard, stony shape. I whip around, examining it fearfully. It's just a statuette of a horse, plastered with a note. Finally. My hand's still shaking. I seize the note and peruse its contents. The sooner I can get out of here, the better. Congratulations, Ishiyama. You are not a middle schooler. This is the final set of instructions. A rich man tells his... Oh, I thought that was... The last one was the final one. Anyway, a rich man tells his 2 sons to race their horses to a distant city to see who will inherit his fortune. The one whose horse is slower wins. After wandering aimlessly for days, the brothers ask a wise man for guidance. Upon receiving the advice, they jump on the horses and race to the city as fast as they can. What did the wise man say to them? The answer will show you where the file is located. Race their horses to a distant city to see who will inherit his fortune. The one whose horse is slower wins. Huh. Interesting. What did he tell them? It would have to do probably with the actual fortune. Because it's like they don't want to inherit the fortune, right? I actually feel somewhat disappointed. Despite my complaining and the spiders, I've actually enjoyed these challenges. At any rate, I guess I'd better solve the puzzle and find this file. What could the wise man have said? Oh, fuck. I have no idea. Let's see, we'll inherit his fortune. Need a hint? I think I do. I feel like an idiot, but I think I do. It has to do with the horses. It has to do with the horses. I don't get it. I do not get it. This is over my head, actually. I'm sorry to disappoint, Jet. This one has me stumped. I thought it had to do with the fortune. Why are they trying to be the fastest rider now, when the winner is the slower one? I mean, it seems, like I said before, it seems like they don't want to inherit the fortune now. Or the inheritance is somehow negative. But I don't, like, there's a... I don't know if I'm misinterpreting the context of it, or if there's just a phrase that I'm not thinking of that relates to that. Or they can get the fortune with this action. Oh my gosh. All these hints, and I still don't get it. John gets it. Gave you the first two letters. SW, huh? Oh man, Oh! No, that... Slower winter? What? I don't get it, guys. I think I'm gonna have to ask you guys for the answer. This is... Yeah, I don't know. Switch horses. But... If they switched horses, then they would have to race in order to win. So the answer is to change horses? There must be another horse around here. Oh... Man, jeez, I would have never gotten that on my own. I honestly would never have gotten the answer on my own. So thank you guys. If I was playing this on my own, I think I would have had to look up a fact for that. Because, yeah, I guess I'm just a little derp. That totally just over my head. Thanks, guys. The answer is to change horses? There must be another horse around here. Took you 15 to 20 minutes for you to get it? Oh, wow. You really thought it through. I glance around for another equine statuette, flinching away from the multitudes of cobwebs spun around the corners. Thankfully, I spot one just a few feet away. Sure enough, there's a simple cream envelope slipped beneath its base. Could it actually be the file? Congratulations, Ishiyama. You may be slightly more capable than your worthless peers, although you did have to seek help from your YouTube chat. There is no file. This was simply a test, and you passed. You may congratulate yourself, although frankly, it is such an easy test that there really is nothing worth congratulating. Take a picture of this note and send it to me as proof of your passable competence. Is she serious? Everything was fabricated? I almost can't believe it, but at the third note, a small part of me was expecting this turn of events. I did think that, you know, given that she had been here, I was like, yeah, she's playing us, isn't she? Still, did she plant all these notes on her own? Was that why the investigation was supposed to take place at night? So she could have time to prepare everything? It's almost inconceivable, but it seems like the most likely option. And in all honesty, it's hardly beyond what I could imagine Shigure to do. Sighing, I pocketed the note and carefully picked my way down the stairs and into the street, steering clear of any corners of dark edges the best I can. Put in flip horses and that worked. Well, at least they put in a little bit of mercy, not just one singular word relating to the answer. Once I'm under some light, I can breathe a little easier. I take a quick snapshot of the note and send it to Shigure without comment. She doesn't respond immediately, which probably means that she received it. With that, I stick to the shadows as I return to my apartment. It's time to get some rest. The evening welcomes me with frosted arms as I stride to my beloved glade, my lovely burden slung over my shoulders. Ah, another murder! Great! This is creepy. The sky's clear tonight, bitter, vacant, a spiraling abyss in a sea of strangled light. I take a moment to admire as the familiar vegetation is crushed beneath my soles. Nothing constrains me. No incompetent bureaucracies. No iron gates. No suffocating schedules. Not at this hour. Not at my hour. I dump my burden on the ground, watching as she lolls away, still in the haze of beauty sleep. Innocent. Peaceful. Dreadful. I ready my knife, taking my earnest vigil at his side. When the princess awakens, her guardian will be eagerly waiting. Oh? Well, that was terribly quick. I stoop next to my burden as she jerks upright, eyes rolling in panic. Good morning, sweetie.
Where am?
Her voice trails into indistinguishable croaks as her wide, pale eyes fix on me. I spare a chuckle. What? Expecting someone else?
How did I get here?
How else? I settle for a moment, allowing her to take in her surroundings, allowing her to see how dire her situation is. What fun is it without a tinge of panic?
Please don't hurt me. Please.
What makes you think I would hurt you?
So you'll let me leave?
I casually lift my serrated weapon, allowing it to catch the moonlight at just the right angle. Now, why would I do that? I advance towards her, slowly. She ekes away, pulling her weight by her hands, but she's too tremulous to even attempt to run. A little dull, but vermin are vermin.
Please, I have a mom, a dad, a boyfriend. I want to study. I want to grow up.
Usually it's cute when they beg, but this girl is bothering me. Well, I want to have a... Oh, this isn't her. This is the creepo. Well, I want to have a little carving practice. So what shall we do? Carving practice? Come on, girl! Catch up! Imbecile. My fingers twitch with impatience. Yes, carving practice. And I'd best get started. I savor my moments with her, leisurely, meticulously. She tried to waste my time. I ought to return the favor. I finish all too quickly. The screams die in my ears as fading echoes of stilted crimson plummet from the edges of my blade. The beautiful mess scattered around across the ground is a sight for sore eyes. I take a moment to savor it. My canvas, my masterpiece, the heart of my soul and soul of my heart. If only it could have lasted a little while longer. Finished? A shadow slips from behind the trees, plodding unceremoniously on top of my finished work. Watch your steps. You're desecrating my chef d'oeuvre. D'oeuvre. The figure only stands in silence, waiting for my reply. I attempt a different line of questioning. Where are the others? Elsewhere. So I gathered. Are they coming? No. So who shall pick up my toys? I gesture to the artwork beneath the figure's feet. It doesn't budge. The artwork beneath the figure's feet. Oh, or is he's talking about the mysterious... Right, okay, no, okay. I was reading too much into that. Me. You. Yes. By yourself. Yes. Call for the others. No. Why not? Leave if you are finished. It is certainly a one-sided balance of power. I can do nothing but acquiesce. I'm finished. I step away, but as the figure approaches my canvas, I swoop in, sliding my knife against its neck. Don't be so proud of yourself. The moment you are of no use to me, I shall have my way with you. It only stares unblinkingly at me, unfazed. Not finished? Equal parts disgusted and perturbed, I withdraw my weapon. I'm finished. Finished with you, too. I turn to the brighter horizon, striding away without a backward glance. Ooh, well, when I arrive at school, still bleary-eyed from my nighttime excursions, I'm greeted with an unusual sight. A group of students, primarily female, are huddled around the post. As I edge closer, I manage to listen in. Your fault. She was wrong about you, and now she's gone. What did you do with her, you freak? Where is she? Tell me where she is, please. Answer him. How could you do this to us? Suddenly, Rui blazes by me right into the center of the group, which bounces backward in shock. I'm barely able to catch a glimpse of her face through the mass of heads. What are you guys doing? Out of the way, Rui. This has nothing to do with you. No, I'm tired of this. You've been picking on her since school started, and you don't even have a good reason. Good reason? Talk to Shoji. He's our good reason. The group shuffles apart, granting me some space. I finally managed to see the cause of the problem. A slight figure, crouched against the gate with an empty look in. Wait, isn't this the same girl that I met yesterday? Well, Shoji? She's been missing for 2 days, and no one can find her. Didn't go home. Doesn't answer calls or texts. It's like she just disappeared. Disappeared. Just like the rumors said. You guys do remember who started the rumors, right? Look, Rui, this would make the third disappearance. Haven't you been watching the news? Yeah, this is the third time that an Academy student's vanished off the face of the planet. And coincidentally, right after talking with Irie. Technically, Midori disappeared before school started. Yeah, just like 2 days before. Why are you so stubborn? Irie? I'm gonna call her Irie. Irie's guilty. Why are you so stubborn? Maybe she's not. Huh, you clearly don't understand how people work. No wonder you don't have any friends. Rui's face closes in, hurt, and a raw, fiery pang of rage courses through my body. I storm to her side, unceremoniously shoving away anyone in my path. Yama. Oh, you. Who's this, your boyfriend? My anger briefly sojourns into panic, but I shove it away. You're all disgusting, picking on someone because she's not like you. Hey, you don't even know the context. Butt out. Oh, and let me guess, you know everything. You know for certain that Irie, has anything to do with these disappearances. Twice is a coincidence. Thrice is a pattern. A pattern for narrow-sighted people who won't take in any other factors. Are you stupid? There aren't any other patterns. The police said so themselves. Oh, and they told you this directly. It's on the news, moron. And it's not like the news has ever twisted the facts or told us anything but the honest truth. You wouldn't be acting so high and mighty if you knew how important Akane is. You wouldn't be acting so prejudiced if you had a brain. Words are spilling out of my mouth before I even consciously think of them. My whole body thrums with cold frozen hatred. Weird freak, don't want to play with you. I'm not letting anyone else go through that. Not Rui, not Irie. You think we're being rude to Irie? You're being rude to Shoji. Yeah, she was the love of Shoji's life. Because everyone knows that every high school relationship lasts forever. He'll probably get over her in a week or two. Ooh, shit. Well, these people clearly saw Steins Gate. A deadly silence descends on the group. Rui pinches my sleeve, her expression unusually troubled. That went a bit too far, Yama. I only clench my jaw and lock eyes with the boy called Shoji. His face blinks from panic to nothingness in less than a second. A chilled silence falls over the entrance. You. He staggers forward, raising a tremulous hand. You bastard. His fingers pull into a fist. Before I can blink, his hand is soaring right at me. A shadow blurs in front of me, swiping at Shoji's arm. Shoji tumbles to the ground as if thrown off by an unknown force. The moment is hailed on pause, broken only by the frantic whispers of the gathering crowd around us. Shoji jerkily pushes himself to his feet, his footing loose from fury. Irie idly steps in front of me, arms dangling limply at her sides. Her expression is passive, but something about it gives Shoji pause. "Hey, what's going on here?" Mr. Ryota pushes the throng of students apart, books hiked under one arm. All the students start to babble at once. "Mr. Ryota, Akani's been absent for 2 days. Can't contact her. This guy provoked Shoji into a fight." Mr. Ryota waves his hand for silence, an unusually stern expression on his face. "Shoji, are you hurt?" "No, sir." "Good. Rui?" "Yes, Mr. Ryota?" "Meet me during lunch. You too, Noriko." "Yes, Mr. Ryota." "Both of you will give me your account on what just happened. I'll make a judgment after I've heard both stories. Understood?" Sullen silence meets his inquiry. He only sighs. "Accusations are for children. You guys know this, right? If you're going to claim something, use evidence. If you're going to fight, make sure you have the right reason. Dismissed." He waves his hands to scatter us off to class. We head to the classrooms in silence, splitting ways at the staircase. I notice that Rui keeps close to Irie, stubbornly meeting the gaze of any gawkers en route. Well, looks like I'm going to get in trouble. Surprise, surprise. I probably shouldn't have interfered with that situation. I probably should have stayed out of it. Usually I do. I know that high school is basically just a cesspool of idiocy, and it's best to keep out of it. No, not even high school life in general. But seeing that girl there, hedged in by such a large group of students, being accused with nothing to defend herself. And seeing Rui leap to her defense, just like she did for me 10 years ago. Well, I guess it brought out something that surprised even myself. If anyone has a right to suspect that girl, it should be me. First, I meet her walking alone in District 6, acting like some creepy mechanical doll, and then I learn that her reputation at school is sketchy at best. That's suspicious even by my standards, and I'm friends with Yahiko. But it's possible that everything is a misunderstanding. It's possible that she really just wants friends, that she's just a normal person inside, that she had a difficult time conveying her thoughts. I understand that feeling. I understand it more than anyone else. Ahem. I shake myself out of my thoughts and take in my surroundings. Looks like some of the morning classes have passed. Yeah, I totally wasn't paying attention. In front of me, 3 girls with hair and makeup arranged just like Elizabeth's stand with a very indignant, superior expression. I quickly recognize them as the most avid members of her fan club. "Hey loser, we have something to say to you." Lucky me. They ignore me, crossing their arms in uncanny unison. "We heard that you've been giving Elizabeth a hard time." I glance at Elizabeth, whose eyes are wide with panic. Interesting. Looks like she has no hand in this development. Then where did they get their information from? "You better stop it before we make you. Elizabeth deserves better." Idiots. I only snort and turn back to my homework. "Hey, look at us." "No thanks. Don't feel like vomiting, I think. But I managed to keep my mouth shut." Thoroughly exasperated by these girls, I nod my head at Elizabeth and raise my eyebrow in warning. Her face pales slightly and she slides over to my desk, smiling faintly at the 3 girls. "Hello. Oh, Elizabeth, this guy's been bothering you for a while, right?" Elizabeth opens her mouth, clearly intent on agreeing with the girl, but I shake my head ever so slightly. She grits her teeth together, but somehow manages to keep her smile intact. "Thanks for your concern, but it's really fine." The 2 girls blink in clear surprise. "Oh, are you sure? Weren't you just saying the other day..." Saying what? I don't know what you're saying." She sends an uneasy glance at me. I only smile innocently. This really shouldn't be fun, but it is. Remarkably so. "I thought Yama was bothering..." No, it was, a misunderstanding." Oh, alright. They nod slightly at me, like that's an adequate apology. We're keeping an eye on you. Don't mess with Elizabeth. Then they strut out of the classroom, their footsteps in perfect unison. I turn to Elizabeth. She grips the edge of her seat until her knuckles turn white. I really can't believe you. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Despicable. She turns away from me in a huff. Excuse me? I'm not even the one who started it all. Heck, she's the one who's constantly picking a fight. It's always been that way. Whatever. This isn't even worth thinking about. I turn my attention back to the front of the classroom as the break comes to an end. Okay, and we will do one more scene and then I'm gonna have to call it. My throat is starting to kill me. The rest of the morning class is slung by uneventfully. This time, Elizabeth is clearly sulking. Misaki is just as focused as ever. And by focused, I really mean that she's on her phone the entire period. When lunchtime comes, I tap Yahiko on the shoulder as I grab my backpack. Hey, lunch? Huh? What? Lunch. Cafeteria. Oh yeah, sure, right. Cafeteria. Something wrong? Nope. Absolutely nothing wrong. Like the saying goes, argue with the person you like. I don't know. I don't know if that's the vibe they're going for or not. It really seems like there's some... Like, Yama enjoys the back and forth, but it does seem like there's some animosity there. I was just thinking, it'd be nice to have a couple more minions. Isn't that what your club is for? Club? The blank look on his face is foreign to me. I slap him on the back. A club that'll take over the universe. You're minions. Ugh. Clearly I'm really bad at this. Whoa! Huh? Ooh, excuse me. It's lunchtime. When was it? Did I time travel? A quick sigh of relief passes my lips before I'm able to spot it. Seems like Yahiko's back to normal. What the hell just happened? Anyway. Yes, it's 4818 AD. You've been asleep for 2,000 years. I have? I don't feel that rested. Well, we kept you in cryo freeze during a light stage of your sleep cycle rather than REM. You mean I was scammed on 2,000 years of deep sleep? On the contrary, you were saved from 2,000 years of homework. Oh, I guess you're right. I wonder when I'll realize that that I'm not supposed to be alive. Well, super realistic hologram Yama, shall we go get some lunch? Do you guys still eat that kind of thing? Or it could make a totally ridiculous yet somehow plausible assumption. Indeed we do. And then what are we waiting for? I want to see what kind of cuisine is developed after 2,000 years. Thoroughly re-energized, he skips out of the door. I'm just about to follow, but I feel a sudden tap on my elbow. Yama Ishimoto? It's the girl from the cafe. Natsuki, was it? I glance at Elizabeth. She's in the middle of some fluffy small talk with her groupies, and intentionally keeping her back to me. Lizzie's over there. I'm aware of that. If she isn't the one with whom I want to speak. What do you want? I have a simple question for you. As far as I can tell, nothing's simple when it comes to this girl. Have you ever felt like two people are fighting for your body? What? More specifically, fighting for control over your body. Like mind control? No, more like two different entities in simultaneous resonance, resulting in widely different actions or processes of thought. A chill runs up my spine. I think it'll be fairly obvious if I'm going through something like that. Well, you may or may not have any recollection of the other entity. Something about her mysterious smile sets me on edge. And what's with the sudden questions? Psychology paper. We're studying dissociative identity disorder. Which is? They're clearly trying to play up the possibility that Yama might be involved with the murders, which I don't really buy, but you never know. Colloquially, it's known as multiple personality disorder. I would say that you should know of it already, but perhaps your alter ego surfaces during psychology class. I clench my jaw at her obvious accusations, searching to find an answer in her face. I find none. So, do I look like the kind of person who has multiple personality disorder? Do you want to know the answer to that question? Look, I gotta go. I'm sorry. Try asking Elizabeth. She's the one who rapidly switches between being nice and being a pain in the ass. She only nods and smiles, but I sense her eyes boring through the back of my head as I slip out of the classroom. I attempt to shake off the encounter as I head to the cafeteria, but Natsuki's words linger in the back of my mind. Okay, and that is where we're going to call an end to the stream for today. I continue to enjoy this game, even though it was such a long time between the last time I played it and this one. So, hopefully it will not be anywhere near as long between our next stream and this one. Hopefully I can do it on my next day off later this week, but I don't have my schedule yet, so time will tell. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.